Hey everyone, welcome back to Ram's Life YouTube channel. My name is Tiara. In today's video, I am going to be giving you guys some advice when coming to college as a sophomore. So I have a whole list here and we're kind of just gonna go through the list and talk and chit chat. The first things first on our list is like the before. So things that you should be doing before you actually come to college. So the very first thing that I have on the list is make sure you are applying for your FAFSA. You need to make sure that you are getting that submitted and turned in so that way you can get your aid and your aid package as soon as possible. Now lately there has been issues with FAFSA, at least for this year, so I'm one of those students who haven't gotten my aid package yet. So before coming to college, definitely make sure you are applying for your FAFSA. Make sure you are also applying for scholarships. That is the truth. At first, I'm like, okay, like I don't need scholarships. That's literally like the dumbest thing that I can I don't know why I thought, but like apply to as many as you can. Like that's the absolute truth. Like when they told me to apply to as many scholarships, my teachers from when I was in high school, and when they said to apply for as many scholarships, that is the truth. Like you need to make sure that you are applying to as much as you can to reduce as much that you're going to have to pay for school, and so you don't have to take out so many loans. Now, another thing that I definitely recommend, if you can or if your school allows it, take CE classes. So CE is concurrent enrollment, and basically that means you're taking college classes at like a community college, and then you can transfer those credits to the university you want to go to. So I actually did that when I was in high school, but I didn't do it enough, and I wish I had took CE classes over AP classes. That is the advanced placement, because CE, if you pass the class and you pass everything, you're good, the credit transfers over. Whereas AP, you can pass the class, but if you don't pass that exam, you're not going to get that college credit. So I definitely recommend taking as much CE courses as you can, because it'll help limit as much classes that you need to take when you're coming in. So you'll have a bunch of credits to kind of help limit how much classes you're gonna need, or if it adds longer to your graduation term. But maximum your graduation term is like 4 years. If you are unsure about like what you want to study in college, I definitely recommend take the time, since you are in high school, go to that community college, take those classes if your school offers it, so that way you can kind of see what you want to study and you're not wasting so much time when you already are in school. Now, if you don't know what you want to study, that is okay. If you want to save some more money and not have to come out of pocket, and if your high school is paying for it, take those CE classes, because I wish I took more, and the mindset that I had was it's too hard, I don't want to do it. That is not true. You can, there's tons of resources, there's tutoring, and there's so much that can help you out. And I wish that I changed my mindset of, instead of being so scared. So moving on to our last thing you should do before coming to college is make sure that you have your letter of recommendations. So from your high school teachers, your coaches, your counselors, just whatever, make sure you have those. Make sure you build those connections, so that way they can write you a letter of recommendation when you are applying. I don't think all schools require a letter of recommendation. I really just think that it's nice to just have a letter of recommendation in case they do require it. Now, moving on to when you are actually here, when you are actually on campus, on college campus. So starting off, school supplies. This was a big question for me, but honestly, you literally only need 5 things. So the 5 things that you need is a backpack, a computer, a notebook, a pen, pencil, whatever, and then also I think that's literally it. And then whatever your courses recommend that you get, but you don't need, in high school when you have to get that big old school supplies list, you don't need that. Obviously school supply stuff is different from what you need from your dorm necessities. I did make a brief video on the channel a little bit earlier, so you guys can go ahead and watch that if you want to know more in depth about the things that you need for your dorm and stuff. But yeah, you really can just keep it very simple, very basic. I don't even use a notebook because all of my stuff is online, so I'm constantly taking notes online. There are some times where I will take like handwritten notes, but like it's really not necessary. You really don't need it. So there's that. Now, what to wear? What are we wearing as college students? Well, that is a big question that I had when I was coming to college, and honestly, you can wear whatever you want. CSU, we actually, I don't believe we have a dress code, but again, just be mindful what you're wearing, and if you feel comfortable in it, that's all that matters. There's not like a teacher or a professor saying like, oh, you can't wear that, unless you are taking like a science class and you have a lab. Then that's kind of when you have like those restrictions, like you can't wear open-toed shoes or whatever. But as long as you're comfortable, and that's all I gotta say. All right, now moving on to like school and the thing that we are here for. So I think the biggest thing with school is just making sure that you are registering for your classes on time when you actually are a CSU student. Make sure you are registering for your classes on time when they do give you your time to register. Another big thing is like make sure that you are always prioritizing your work. So you want to make sure that you have a schedule or something that you can see when all of your assignments are due, because they're gonna come in. Now, here is where like in high school, I remember teachers were saying like, oh, they're not gonna tolerate this when you come into college. You have to think, okay, we are adults now. You're basically an adult. And your professors, yeah, they literally do not care. If you're not coming to their class, they're not gonna be like, oh, I didn't see you come in today, or oh, like we did this today. It's your responsibility to ask the professor, and some of them are really cool and really chill. They're like, oh, it's okay, like you can be excused, or some of them do want you to make it up. I think communication is a big thing when you are in college. You just need to communicate to your professors and to everyone around you, your friends, just being able to communicate and tell them like, hey, I'm not coming in today. And if you're sick or whatever, like literally let them know. Or if you just don't want to go, that's on you, because at the end of the day, they're not paying for your degree, like you're paying for it, or your families, whoever is paying for it, they're the ones paying for it. So your professors, they're not really too worried about it. But I will say that, don't take that for granted. Don't take that help that you do have and the resources that you have here at CSU or anywhere, just don't take that for granted, because a lot of like networking, that's a big thing. Networking and connecting, that is really how you kind of can like succeed, is if you know the connects, and if you know people like your professors, and if you're really close to them, they can get you connected. They can give you those letter of recommendations for a job. They can get you connected with an internship. Like, it's really important that you are presenting yourself well and that you are building those connections, because like I said, networking is a big thing. So just make sure that you are presenting yourself in a way that just, you know what I mean, like if you want, you know what I mean. So yeah, and as far as like school and stuff, like it's not too bad. Like, as long as you're on top of your stuff, there's resources in case you kind of get behind. There's case management, there's tutoring, the TIL office here at CSU. There's a bunch of different like resources and stuff that you can like take and use, because your tuition and your stuff is going to it. So go ahead and use it up. But that's really what I have, is just like being on top of your stuff. And it's okay if you fall behind. This is another thing, is really make sure you are putting yourself first before anything. Any situation, any assignment, make sure you are putting yourself first. If you feel like that is not within your boundaries, or it's not within the boundaries you set for yourself, you know what I mean? Like, just make sure you are taking care of yourself first, because mental health, it is a real thing. I, like myself, I know other people, like it's a real thing, and we all experience it, and it's something that needs to be talked about more, because school can get very stressful, and it's like, at the end of the day, no one knows what anyone is going through. So they may look great on the outside, inside they can literally just be falling apart. That's why it's important that you are kind to yourself and kind to others. It's okay if you don't get enough done. It's okay if you didn't do well on that exam. At the end of the day, it's not the end of the world, and you have more to look forward to in your life. So just make sure you're putting yourself first. That's the big tip that I have here. One more thing that I wanted to add on about school is your major. So a lot of the times, many people come in, they're not sure what they want to do, and they kind of go into exploratory studies, or some people know what they want to do. But if you're in that category that you don't know what you want to do, I suggest picking a major that you like and that resonates with you, because don't worry about how much money it's going to make you, because if you truly love something, if you really are passionate about it, the money will come to you, and the opportunities that you choose to do with that is going to come with you. So now let's talk more into the juicier stuff. Relationships. Now this one is a little bit sensitive. Okay, it's not too touchy. I'm not, you know what I mean? But there's people on campus, and you're gonna find people that you might like, and and I think that that's completely normal. And again, as long as you're setting those boundaries for yourself and with that person, I think communication is key. Also, make sure you are prioritizing yourself first, and don't let that relationship consume your entire schoolwork. Don't let it consume everything around you. You know what I mean? So just make sure that it has a very healthy balance. And yeah. That's all I gotta say. Now, as far as friendships, here's my biggest tip here. When you have, you're on a college campus, there's so many people you're going to talk to and get to know. I think it's important that you are building friendships with everyone. Have a friendship with, all over. You have your school friends, you have your rec center friends, you have your work friends. I mean, just make connections and build those friendships with everyone, because you don't want to have just one friend and then let's say you kind of fall out with that one friend, then you feel kind of alone. I think that's why it's really important. Even if you have a solid friend group, still make more friends. Try to connect those friend groups if you can, also if you want to. But I definitely recommend friendships. You want to make sure that you are surrounding yourselves with people that also have the same goals and intentions as you. Don't, make friends with someone that, kind of will put you down, or, you want to make sure that you're being friends with someone that has those good goals, and, you guys can reach them together, cross the graduation line together, or just, whatever goals those are, just make sure that it feels good to you. Again, just put yourself first. That's the main thing here. Put yourself first. But yeah, and just build those friendships with everyone. And it's okay to have multiple friends. You're gonna meet so many people, because your classes are constantly changing every semester. So you're gonna meet new people every single semester. And if you fall out with someone one semester, you have a new semester to make new friends. So that's my big tips here. If you're coming to college, or if you're already in college, I hope you kind of learned something and got some new advice or insights. And if you guys need any help, or if you have any more questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment section down below. Also, follow our Instagram. We just launched a new Instagram. It's a Rams Life. And also hit that subscribe button here on YouTube so you can get notified every single time that we upload a new video. Make sure to check out the other student bloggers videos, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!